Salut et bienvenue, je suis Christophe Bongo and this is Fut-Afrique Channel. I am not alone, I am with Mpoza. I told you earlier on, this is now a time where I will ask you nicely to subscribe because we have reached 1,000 subscribers, which means people are enjoying what we are saying. So we thank you very much for supporting us. Our conversation today is all about what happened during the week. It is Monday, so Mpoza is here to talk about football. He's not here as a Sundown supporter, he is here as a South African football lover. Actually, we created a name for that. We created a name called Mzansi Fundis. Oh yes. So send us your message, send us your questions, and find out if you are better than the people that we are bringing here, and we'll bring you here to talk. You ask us to bring Coach Roland Mukwena and Jerry in the studio. We have 3 studios. We have Game On Studio, we have Fut-Afrique Studio, and we have a Channel Studio. We are working on that request. You will hear from Coach Rolani, you will hear from Coach Jerry, and you're going to hear from everybody that you want to hear. But if you have a question, send it to Mpoza. Mpoza, my first question to you is, why can't we have teams showing some consistency in their performance? Let's start. Golden Arrow, they were hot all the time. 2 games in a row, they can't get a win. Amazulu, 3-1 against Golden Arrow, and then they found themselves losing 1-0 against Stellenbosch. Orlando Pirates don't even talk. They can't get results coming in. Cape Town Spurs, they look like, okay, we might just do it. But the team that you call 3-point giver, Royal AM, get 3 points. What? Oh, another team, Kaizer Chiefs. Kaizer Chiefs, they are hot cold. It seems like they don't know if they are going or coming, if it is time to say things are working or things are not working. So we don't know. Let's talk about consistency. What should we do to get consistency in South African football? I know we'll talk about Cape Town City soon. But
and I think that's where what has happened is that for you to be able to win the league, for you to be able to get the CAF Champions League spot or CAF Confederation, you're going to need to be consistent. One of the hardest things that teams do to get three games in a row where you can say they've won, that's been a very rare thing in the PSL. Teams have not been consistent. Golden Arrows, for the first 10 games, they were very consistent. That's why they were number one of my top teams in terms of the surprise of the season.
Exactly. When we get to game 10, your first game 10, they were your surprise of the season.
Because they were very consistent. Coach Mabuti
Kanyeza.
Maybe the other assistant was the one, the other co-coach was the one that left with the result because he's now at Richards Bay. And so maybe we'll check that. But it's one of those things for you to be able to, if you have 3 games in the PSL right now, unless you are Cape Town Spurs, if you get 3 games, you could find yourself in the top 5.
Exactly. Why teams don't do that?
And it's something that teams have to work at. Be consistent, your lineup needs to be consistent, your formation, your system needs to be consistent, and to be able to you get that across. I mean,
you know what I was expecting you to say? I was expecting
the
to
South
say,
African pandemic.
No, I was expecting you to say, PSL is so hard. That's why team cannot get consistency.
It is hard.
But your answer is not there. Your answer is teams, they don't know how to get consistency.
You've got to be able to. There are certain games that you don't go there with flash, and you need to be able to learn how to grind results. There are certain games, and that's what your certain coaches like your Gavin and your Eric Tinkler will be able to grind out results. It may not look
to
pretty.
Always be on top 5.
Yes. And you always go, but how? They don't have to play flashy football, but they know how to grind results.
Okay, so we put all the animals in the same sack, but not all animals are the same.
Yeah.
Orlando Pirates. What the hell is happening in Orlando Pirates? What happened to their striking force? We were scared of Lepasa. How many goals we scored this season?
Look, when the season started, Lepasa was scoring for fun. And Saleng, we thought because of the season he had last season,
what happened to Orlando Pirates? Ladies and gentlemen, let me just do something so that I'm not talking here just...
No, Chris, but Orlando Pirates, remember I said this and you laughed at me. I said to you, he who wins the empty and empty, what happens to their form? I need the team to please find that clip where I said anybody that wins the top 8, it's got an omen of it always takes your form away.
No, but it's scary. Let's go back. Cape Town Spurs 2-1 against Orlando Pirates. Richards Bay 0-0 against Orlando Pirates. Orlando Pirates, the last time they won a game easily then before the derby, it was against Sekukune 1-0. Then they beat Kaizer Chiefs 1-0. Richards Bay 0-0. I'm looking at the number of goals that they've scored. In 7 games, they score 4 goals.
So there's a stats that I saw by Opta Jabu on X, and I just wanted to laugh because it said 0-1, 0-1, 0. Like a matrix thing, it's 0,
I did not pay attention to it because I thought it was a joke.
No, it's
until later on. I'm like, but this is true.
This is true because you got 0-1, 0-1, and you're going.
But that is computer, my friend. Orlando Pirates are speaking a computer language.
But here's the thing. If I was to say to you, give me 80% of the starting 11 of Orlando Pirates, you can't give me that. Because the Orlando Pirates team
Your problem with Orlando Pirates is they don't have
consistency in the team.
Do you think the coach is in trouble?
Well, it's starting to be because...
do you think the coach is in trouble?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, cool. So how many games do you give him? Listen, guys, people don't understand.
This December is going to be the decider because some people may be going home for Christmas for good.
December is a messy town for PSL.
Yeah.
Everybody is playing not less than 5 games.
Yeah.
15 points.
So, if you're going home for Christmas, make sure you've done enough work to either pack home or...
What will make Orlando Pirates coach survive out of 15?
Yeah, so they can get 15 points.
No, there is 15 points in play. Out of 15, what's going to make him survive?
If he gets 12 out of 15, he survives. But at the rate he's going...
Oh my goodness, their first game is Soweto Derby.
Against Swallows? Oh Lord.
Original Soweto Derby. So okay, cool. So you say 12 points, so we'll see. Another animal in that bag is Moroka Swallows. What will you give? You give them part of the surprise of the season after game 10. Do you think Coach Steve is doing enough? Because, draws are not very good in PSL. Huh?
Look, I think, and here's the thing, and you've got to look at the team and say, how are they playing? Go look at the goal that they conceded against Kaizer Chiefs on Sunday. It was them trying to play out from the back, meaning they're starting to have an identity in terms of the way that they play and what they want. It's not whereby they are hoping to just play Messi and win.
Yeah, but Coach Steve is good in defense. But if he starts conceding goals, we know he's not very good in scoring. So if his chasing games are not very good for him.
Look, I'm quietly excited about what's building at Swallows because you look at the quality of players that they've got. They've got seasoned players that knows how to win. You're looking at Lenseni Palani, you're looking at Andy Lejali, you're looking at Mabaso, you're looking at Mahango.
How's his performance so far?
Who?
Jali.
Look, Jali will always be Jali. He's a fighter.
Is he giving it all? According to you, you know the player personally, you know the player in football field. Do you think he's giving it all for Steve?
Look, he's giving it his all. What you've got to be able to do is that somebody like that requires other people to be able to say, because then what teams do is to say, okay, we can't go through Jali, so let's go around him. So those
you
who
want
are,
other players
you want other players
to come
to step
into the
up
field as well
and be able to say, we know that we are solid. We need, because if you look at the wing backs and if you're looking at other positions, they've got to come to the party and be able to.
I am at home. I am a Kaizer Chiefs supporter. We come from a very bad loss against Orlando Pirates. It is a derby. Our very next game, another derby, but we won it. How should I be feeling today? Still have that thing in my mukaba saying, don't yet. Keep the jersey away. Don't wear it yet. We're not yet there. Or should I feel, wow?
No, funny enough, I've got a friend. I've got 2 friends actually, Babi and Bongane, diehard Kaizer Chiefs fans. On Sunday, they went to the stadium, but they were not wearing Chiefs shirts because...
That's what I talk about Jay-Z. I know few of them told me the same thing. They said to me,
I wonder if Lufuno still wears his, or it's still new, it's still...
No, Lufuno always. Lufuno, the whole family, by the way.
So what you've got is that, remember, one swallow does not make it summer. You've won against Swallows, but you would need to be able to win.
A big game.
It is a big game.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a derby.
I think maybe the chairman of Swallows, David Mokhasho, is about to deactivate, because leading up to this game, he was saying they're going to beat Kaizer Chiefs, and he was very confident. Now everybody is reminding him of what he said. But what it is that you need to be consistent. Now you've got a keeper that's come in for the first time in Vuma that has now given a clean sheet. So you've got to carry on with him and be able to...
Will you carry on with him?
You've got to. He's giving you what you haven't got. He's giving you a clean sheet. When was the last clean sheet that Kaizer Chiefs had?
Okay.
So if you look at the two competitors that he's got, Initumelo Nkune and Brendan Peterson, they have not given Chiefs clean sheet. And you're now building the confidence of the back. You can be able to say, we
can trust this boy.
We closed the back. But the front, you still scoring.
You never ask, which position did you play?
Defensive midfielder.
Defensive midfielder. So you know the feeling of having a good goalkeeper behind you.
Oh, yes.
Because people don't understand that
it gives you confidence.
You kind of feel like you can have a back pass without worrying.
Yes.
You know you can move forward.
So there was this guy, and he was always, because we played in the same position, and he's a solid defender. And these two Zimbabweans, we always used to measure ourselves against them. One was Tinashe Ningomash, one was Engelbert Dinya. Those two, you wanted to put your game around them, and when you went against them, you wanted them to know, because you knew they were hard, they were solid. But when you there will be somebody that passes you. You're going to play teams you want to be able to say, my defenders and my keeper, they've got me covered.
So you trust a back five, which leads us, what is their secret? They're the only team this season managed to top Mamelodi Sundowns in a number of points, number of goals.
It's taken a while.
Forget it, but it did. You know how refreshing it is. You wake up in the morning, you look at the PSL table, and you don't have Mamelodi Sundowns on the top. That is like you're in England last season, you wake up and it's not Arsenal on top. That's how PSL is.
What do you call it when the sun and the moon are aligned? But so I've got a friend on X.
How did it feel for you, a Sundown supporter? Don't tell me about the games in the bank.
No, forget that. So I've got a friend on X Tepo. He's a Cape Town City supporter.
Yeah.
So he says, "Hey, Bramposa, you've got to give me my flowers because we are now on top." And I'm like, "Huh?" And then you do.
Oh, you didn't know?
No, I didn't know, because in my head I had SuperSport, who are now on CAF duty, who were the one that possibly can take us away. I had Golden Arrows, and I calculated they were always going to be 1 point short. And I didn't see Cape Town.
So you were relaxed.
Then Tepo sends me, and I'm like, hey man, this man can't be.
So talking of Cape Town Spurs, for people to know, it's not me, it is the numbers.
Go to what we were saying. Consistency. How many games have they won in a row?
So this is the point. They won 1, 2, 3, 4 games in a row. They had one blip, which was against Golden Arrow, and then 5, 6, 7, 8 out of 8. Out of 8 games, only one was blip. One. Where did they get that consistency?
Look, what you've got is a coach and I think Cape Town City will always have this problem. The worst period for them is coming. It's called a transfer window.
You think they're going to lose players?
Oh, they will lose players.
No.
I can tell you now.
No.
So let me say this for free.
By the way, I am against January transfer windows because it destabilizes teams.
Which team do you support in the UK?
No, forget about the team. Forget the team that I support. I'm saying
the Arsene Wenger school is coming back because he used to hate the transfer window.
Don't you? January.
You've got to beef up what you've got.
But you disrupt a home that is fine. For me, the transfer window in January is like you going to somebody's marriage and disrupting it. It's working fine.
Then the marriage is not strong. That's very simple. Then the marriage is not strong. So what you've got Go look. Who's the top goal scorer at the moment? It's Mayo.
Yeah, but
You want to tell me Pirates, Chiefs, and
quickly,
Sundowns
just give-
are not looking for them?
what is their secret?
The secret is that
Consistency.
consistency from a coaching perspective.
Okay.
He's very clear. Eric Tinkler is very stuck in the way that he wants to play, and he's been able to deliver results week in and week out.
The first 2 games in December, it is against the Stellenbosch and Mamelodi Sundowns. Out of 6 points, how many are you giving them?
Ooh, I'm giving them 1. They will draw Stellenbosch and lose to Sundowns.
That was Imposa. Always finish with Sundown being on top. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, subscribe, keep following us. Our conversation will continue, but it will get better by answering your questions. Imposa is always here. Lufuno will join us in the studio, and many more stars, they will be sitting where Lufuno is. And guess what? It won't be me all the time. We'll have different people coming here. This is the beginning of something. We thank you very much. Until next time, I'll say au revoir.